When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Yo guys and dolls, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, if you're old school, you know what we're all about. This one is going to be a bit of a mad one. So trying to think about the best way I can scientifically play through every single IRT iteration there's ever been. So what I'm going to do, I think, is get a little loop going and then just literally run the same loop through the same cables, through the same inputs, into the front of the amps, running the same speaker cable, same power supply, same cabinet, same mic, same everything, and just talk through the pros and cons of each of the particular products, ranging from the IRT head, then into the IRT Studio, into the brand new IRT SLS, and then into the little baby boy, which is the Ironheart Pulse, and see if there is any difference at all in the way they work, or whether they sound the same. Head being pure valve, the Studio being all valve, the SLS being valve preamp, monoblock power amp, the Pulse having no power amp at all. I'm going to run that through one of these IRT X's, which will give me a 300 watt power amp then. And see which ones sound the best, or which ones, if they sound different at all. So let's have a little gander at that and see how we get on. Do it. First things first, let's start with the behemoth, the big boy, old school, McDaddy, the bomb. This one, it's a 60 watt head. Jesus wept. Right, okay, so pros, it's all tube, which is amazing. 60 watts. There's a great attenuator on it, 3 channels, great clean tone, super versatile. If you want to hear a few run-throughs of this amp, go to one of these corners. I can never remember which one it is. Go to that panel or card, check it out, the playthrough of some of the EP tunes, I think. But a great amp, it serves me really well. I use this all of the time. The other cons of my particular situation is this is one of the older IRTs, so there is no DI. So basically everything I do with this is mic'd. So another great thing, it lights up red. That's pretty cool. Like a lot of red as well. It's not just a little bit of red, it's a whole bunch of red. So let's hear how that sounds with the loop. I'm running all the dials straight up. It's the only way I can keep it fair. So everything straight up. Maybe on the lead channel I'll boost the gain to full, and maybe kick in and kick out the drive pedal, or I might just even leave the boost out. I just want you guys to get an approximate viewpoint of what each of these products sound like and what their differences are. So straight up, gain, clean crunch gain, leave it as it is, see how we get on with it, and then we'll move on to the next one. So pros for this bad boy, it's all valve, 60 watts, sounds great. Cons, it's a bit big now, and it's heavy, and I'm getting on, and I don't want to carry these around anymore, I don't think. Let's crack on. Next on the list we have the awesome Studio, IRT Studio, a damn sight lighter, still a lot of red, so it does light up. This all lights up and it's all very sexy. This, as well as the new IRT heads, does have a DI, same 3 channels, still with the same push-pull EQs. Again, if you want to see a demo of this guy, go to this video here and check that out for yourself. Here we have DI, we've got a USB interface, which is brilliant. We've got a reamping function on this as well, which means you can just send a reamp back into your system and reamp. We've got a headphone out. This doesn't have to be run with a cabinet, it is self-loaded, whereas the head always has to carry a load. Same for Twitch, 1 speaker out, whereas this bad boy's got 2, the head's got 2, and that's about it. Great, portable, small, fit in a rack, just does the job. Very, very cool product, love it dearly. Cons, it's 15 watts max. We get a 1 watt and a 15 watt input, and that is it. So with a big, stupidly heavy drummer, you are gonna come across some clipping in your clean tone. It's not gonna have the headroom that you need. That is the pros and cons of the Studio. Let's hear what that sounds like, clean, crunch, and lead channel. Next one we've got is going to be the SLS. So this is brand new, launched at NAMM in January, and oh my god, it's light. It's ridiculously light. So this is small enough to fit in the front of a guitar bag. I've proven it. I stuck it in my guitar case and it worked perfectly. It will fit into a carry-on luggage. It's absolutely awesome. Same 3 channels, same push-pull, exactly the same gig as the Studio, really. So you got preamp tubes and a mono block power amp, which sounds really, really good. It breaks up and does exactly what a power amp should do. So much so that I actually thought there might have been a power amp tube before the mono block, but I don't think there is. I've loved this product since its conception, and I was moaning at Laney for years to bring out a lunchbox amp that could do everything that a player needed it to do. So it's got a push-pull watt system, so it's less than 50 watts to 50 watts. So the way it works out is, let me read it what it says. You've got, on the low power mode, you've got 60 watts, 30 watts and 15 watts. And that's 4 ohms, 8 ohms, 16 ohms. High power mode, which is the pull out, you've got 300 watts at 4, 150 at 8, and 75 watts at 16 ohm. So even at 16 ohm, you've got a 75 watt amp. Ridiculous. And it's pure loud. So that's it. On the back, it's all been updated. So the DI now has 2 options. It's got off emulation 1, emulation 2 on the speaker emulation. Ground lift as per the other ones. We've got a reamp send as we have in the other ones. USB amp the same again. For auxiliary level, phones level, nice effects loop, some kind of old school latching style lead stuff, the 4-way plug, and then a combo output. This again can be run without a cabinet. It does carry a load. Absolutely brilliant, and this lights up red, which is always really, really cool. It sounds epic, but again, let's run it again. We're gonna run clean, crunch, and high gain, all straight up with that loop. See what happens. So this is what the SLS sounds like. Yo guys, and that brings us to the last, but definitely not the least. Well, it is the least in size. This is the IRT Pulse. So pros for this, you have got your IRT in your hand, the power of the sun in the palm of your hand. It's like Doc Ock. It does have a lot of red lights. It'll fit on a pedal board. Removed are all of the 3 channels, unfortunately or fortunately, replaced by a level and a gain. We have hot, which is your tube channel. So hot engaged is your high gain channel. The other one is kind of like your clean channel. Dark and bright EQ curves. So they just kind of curve the EQ a little bit. Again, check out the review on the cards as we're going. But make sure you come back, because you know, this is what it's all about. EQ in and out, and emulation in and out. Headphones out, output, and USB. The reamping function on this is actually better than all of the other models. The reamping on this is just a click of a switch and the selection of a different track on your door. It's so much easier, whereas you have to run a physical cable back through on the other items. But it's still not a nightmare. It's still easier than like reamping a whole amp. But, you know, so pros for this, it is tiny wee small. It can be used as a brilliant drive pedal, an amazing preamp, or it can live as a whole rig. It can just be your preamp and then go direct to front of house. I've gigged with this, I've toured with this. It is an absolute monster of a product. You all owe it to yourself to own one. Why not? Look at that, it's a backup amp in your pocket, and they sound great. Now the difference with this is we haven't got a clean, crunch and a lead channel. So I'm just going to do the best I can to make a clean channel, best I can to make a crunch channel, and the best I can to make a high gain channel. Leaving everything on, so I'm going to leave dark on, bright on, hot on, emulation on, EQ on. I'm just going to leave it on because we don't want to be messing with EQs. We just want to hear how things sound. Otherwise this video will be 75 days long and you guys will be bored and then you'll unsubscribe, and we need subscribers because the more subscribers the more stuff we can do. So this is this guy. Cons, it isn't got a power amp, so you do need another thing to make it loud. Any other cons, it's not foot switchable, so basically you would have to click the hot button if you wanted to engage a hot thing on stage. But as a little amp for practicing or something in front of your computer, or just a little amp that you need when you need an amp, brilliant. I use this as a backup amp all the time and it's never let me down. It's absolutely amazing. So that's the Pulse. Let's hear what that sounds like with a clean, crunch and lead kind of gig. So guys, that's it. What did you think? Do you think that the Studio SLS was better? Do you think that the Studio was better? Do you think that getting loads of text messages when you film the video is the way to go? Did you like the sound of the head? What do you guys think? Now, obviously, I'm in a studio bedroom environment. We've used the same mic. I haven't really gone into the fact that I'm using different DIs because it's not fair, because one of the amps hasn't got a DI. So in fact, two of the amps haven't got a DI, because I had to power the Pulse. So I've mic'd everything up with the same mic, same location. So just to give you the best options. Obviously, if we got these in a room and they were all dimed, they're going to sound a little bit different as well. But what suits you better? Head, loads of power, big fat red lights, looks the bollocks, but unfortunately you miss out on the reamping function. Or the Studio, where you get all of the reamping functions, you get an amazing DI, looks great, sounds great, true valve, all valve, but it's only 15 watts. Or the SLS, great preamp tube tone, but it's got a mono block power amp, 3 channels, all of the gubbins, basically the blade of the environment, all of the strengths and all of the weaknesses. Or the Pulse, something you can fit on a little pedal. You've got brilliant IRT tone, but it doesn't take up the world space, or you're going to have to run a power amp again, or you're going to run into the back end of an amp, or you're going to run direct to the front of the house. What do you need? I think Laney have got you covered pretty much with any of one of these really. But, you know, all good. Leave a comment in the section below. Let me know which one floats your particular boat. And if there's anything you'd like to see in the future, these are mine, so I can do whatever I want with them for you guys. So let me know in the comments. Hope this video hasn't bored you terribly, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys. I'm going to answer those 65,000 emails.